We join the super legit crew before the show as we talk personal grooming.
Compton, I'm going to give you a weird compliment, so just take it.
Okay.
The hair's looking really good today.
Oh, it hasn't been cut in about 2 months.
Your
hair?
That's the trick.
Yeah, if I take it off of this, you'll wonder why Oasis Roadie has managed to worm his way in here.
I mean, I got a thing for Oasis Roadie, so I think that's it.
Are they different than the other roadies?
Yeah.
Or are they just like cosplay the band?
Oi, governor, morning glory.
Yeah. It's a requirement for theirs.
Yeah, my favorite song of theirs is Shine Your Boots.
I'm so glad Jett's not the host.
Podcast,
Oh,
everyone.
fuck.
Nope, Josh, I am back. And listen, I've been listening to all
Shit.
these episodes without me as host. And
God
I
damn
love
it.
you guys. I support you
No.
guys. I root
Why?
for you guys. But
Uh-huh.
it is just, it's gotten so loose and uncontrolled. And I am here to tighten
Shawn Michael,
up
where are you?
this ship.
Why have you
So-
forsaken
No,
us?
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Tonight it is
SMB.
time to be rigid and under control.
Even
and
mean
keep this
daddy
show on the
SCJ,
road.
St. James, please.
Isn't there like something about if you want God to laugh?
That's what brought me into improv in the first place, was the desire to be rich.
Rigid,
Oh,
following
and
the rules.
now I'm gonna
Discipline.
laugh because already off the bat we've got the classic Chris Compton Crackle has rejoined the cast of the Super Legit podcast.
Oh, should I not be eating this bowl of Snap, Crackle, and Pop? Hold on. Let me switch out the
yeah,
cable.
yeah, we're gonna fix this real quick.
You know what you should do is this
God laughed fast, Katie.
is this not going to be in the episode
So glad
yet?
it's not me.
This part
I
we're
think
cutting
it's
out.
gonna be in the episode, but we'll find out with whatever comes out of your mouth next.
What we do, I think this is gonna be out of the episode, Josh. So make an edit. I think when we enter into that, I think we should have like a robot, like Megatron or Optimus Prime voice of Compton talking that leads into it. So we get that robot. So Optimus Prime, and then it's the Crackle voice.
I like how you gave yourself the edit note, but of course that part's gonna be me.
Yeah,
Note to Josh: tell Jett to do this.
you're my better half. So you get it. Come on,
All
baby.
right, Compton, let's hear if you're clean again. Oh God! And now you're silent
He's
instead.
totally clean, so clean.
so
there's-
clean
it's
we
muted.
can't hear jack shit.
I'll allow it.
I don't know
I'm
if
Chris
this
Compton.
is a bit or not at this point. I think Compton doesn't know he's doing a bit and thinks we can hear him.
We can't hear you.
You're
He
on
thinks we're
mute.
doing the
Can
bit.
you hear us?
This has to be a bit now.
I've seen this routine so many times.
No, I actually
Yes.
can't move. Is that...
Whoa! Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Is it anything?
If you took a paint can and screamed into it, that's what you sound
Oh,
like
but
right
you
now.
can hear me screaming into this paint can? Okay, all right.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. That's. I couldn't remember how to pronounce sibilance, so I went for another mic check. All right.
We'll give you a minute. It's fine.
Better, worse,
Same.
better, worse.
Same. I didn't think I was getting my eyes checked, but all right.
Jett, I think you're right. All of this stays in. All of this
Yeah.
stays in.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Josh,
But do we
have to
Josh, make a note. All
Speed
of
it
this
up
stays
with
in.
Benny Hill behind it.
Yes. That was Chris.
Yakety sack, yakety sack,
Yep.
yakety sack.
I can't tell if Chris is more upset that it's not working or that he's missing out on participating
On all
in
the
the bits.
important bets, yes.
You said fuck you guys. He left. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a 3-person show. And I don't care what you say. I think Chris Compton's the best. I fucking love that guy.
Anything? Any sound?
Oh, yeah, better.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. All
You
right.
sound great.
You sound
Yeah.
human. You sound at all.
Yeah.
No crap.
Okay, yeah, that was question 2.
Yes.
So, all right. Are we back?
Great.
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
That was
how do we-
almost a
how do-
3-person
I
show.
used all my funny.
How do
That's
we
some
bring this
IO
back in?
At
Right.
the loft.
Well, all right. So
One, all right,
again,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
One,
yeah.
2, 3.
Okay, I got the fly. So, as I said, I'm going to keep
so
the
glad you joined
show
a professional
on
squad
the
like us,
rails.
Katie.
And I'm going to start by introducing my fellow cast members. And it's a tight show. That's part of why I want to keep it tight. Because it's a tight cast. So we have Josh Spence, Mr. Tight himself.
Now with a mustache.
Yes.
Nice.
We have Chris Compton.
I believe my father's name was Mr. Tight, and also he's Josh.
And our newest cast member joining us under that title, Katie Hill.
Yay!
That was applause.
Welcome, Katie.
Josh, enter
you.
applause for Jett.
Yes. Oh, editing notes.
That's
Oh
a
my
new
God.
joke that we're going to have. I'm glad you did that, you dickhead.
But that doesn't fit how clean we want this show to be.
You
God,
guys are
Josh,
doing
you're just
great.
going to add
You're
all this
doing
crap in here.
super great.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I honestly wasn't sure if you were talking to me or Josh, but I'm going to take
Both.
the credit.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
All right.
guys.
I'm going to take it all for myself
100%.
as the person working so hard to keep the show functioning. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna get right to the question because again, we want to keep on top of things and keep the,
I have
just,
a question
just the gears
for the question.
running.
Yeah, of course, you have
Okay,
the question. For the question.
I haven't asked the question yet. You know I'm amenable to your questions. Is this a pre-question?
Yeah, my question is, what is the question for the week?
Oh, you know what? That's pretty good. I'll take that. All right, because that works. That
Who's
leads me
surprising?
right into the question that gives me the opportunity to continue. It doesn't derail everything. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate the support. All right, to answer your question, Josh, this week's question is, what's the best I told you so moment you did or did not get to share with someone?
Ooh.
Indeed. Yes.
Now, how many people are we talking about sharing it with?
Yeah. That was also one of my
Yep,
first thoughts
yep,
as well.
Yep. No, that definitely crossed my mind. Honestly, I got to admit it crossed my mind after I put that question down on the paper. But yeah.
I guess I asked because the first one that comes to mind is one that I've shared with I don't know, maybe 350 million people.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Thank you, dude.
we're kind of the second time it's happened, and I'm
Yes.
still
Yes.
saying I told you so.
Yeah,
But it didn't seem
yeah.
to be helping.
They didn't seem to listen to that one.
I know,
Either-
no,
either time.
less this time
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's I think that's such easy pickings.
It is. It is.
Right there.
Yeah.
It's almost hard to do a scene on that because it's so sad, and this is a comedy podcast and
Right.
not a tragic comedy where I'm seething with rage and eating a bag full of dicks.
Yeah.
Um,
Have they invented a genre called tragedy?
fuck.
That's kind of
That's
where
the-
we are right now.
That's
Yeah.
the name of
Yeah.
the episode for
Yeah.
crying out
Yeah.
loud. Jesus.
Yeah,
Right.
we've mostly. I mean, we make comments and jabs at the topic on the show, but we've certainly avoided it in scenes, and I don't think that's a bad idea. Honestly, like everyone wants a break from this hell, but also sometimes we have to have therapy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this show is therapy for us
Yeah.
as a team.
100%.
So yeah, sometimes you let these thoughts out. Yeah. Ugh.
I also pretty sure there's nobody that's on the far right or the MAGA crowd that's listening to
That
our
accidentally
pod.
came in here.
It seems
pretty-
unlikely.
I'm pretty sure I have scared them off. Like,
Unless this was literally the first episode that they listened to,
Yeah.
in which case they're
Then
gone.
don't worry. I
Yeah.
got it from here, guys.
yeah. I'm like, oh, you listen? No, you can't listen. Fuck you. Like, you can leave. Like,
I mean, you
like,
can.
we've-
You can listen. You
Right.
might not enjoy the feeling that we make you feel.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's
it's-
on you.
But you've never enjoyed feeling. So why should this be any different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
100%.
That's very.
So there's that one. There's that.
Yes.
I focus, though.
But
That's
that
not-
one aside.
That
Yes.
one aside.
Yeah. Aside from that simple, minimal concept right there. Does anyone else have something more
Yes,
personal to
there's-
them in their actual
Anything
personal
that
lives?
there's
Yeah.
a I told you so moment. I usually refer this to myself as like a self own.
Okay.
I
like
usually
that.
Now, was that self-own or cell phone?
both of them.
self-
Okay.
These days, I think most of our bad choices happen over a cell phone.
That's right.
So yeah, it's one of the same.
Okay, so I think of it like this, and maybe this will help somebody. So you know how you're driving a car, because we all drive cars,
I'm with you there so far.
right? And then the check engine light comes on, and you're just like, that
Yes.
happened, and it's
Yes.
just like there's just like the elevation drops in your heart, and it just kind of sinks a little, right? Unfortunately, that happens for me when I fall in love with somebody. I mean, yeah, sure, some of the butterflies are there, but that's like the initial attraction, like they're cute or they're funny or they have funny and sense of humor are the same thing. So you get what I'm saying, or they're smart. All of those
No,
initial
that's
things.
that's not the same thing. But
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
Continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
let's dig into that. I'm glad that's why Katie's here for this episode, because
Yes.
you and I
To
very
correct
much
us. Yes.
same wave. No, we have very much same wavelength. After that, we talked about the mixtape stuff. I knew you had to be on this team. But once I really fall for someone, every single time I've truly fallen in love with someone, and I know it happens in the cabeza. I've said this to myself every single time. I've gone, oh, I'm in trouble.
Way to reinforce that. Every time.
Yeah.
Go, oh,
Like, oh no.
I'm in
Then
trouble.
the world is just gonna prove you right.
Right.
I feel like getting in a relationship, it's one of those moments like buying a pet. Like,
Yeah.
if you buy a pet, you're essentially buying tragedy on an installment plan. Like,
Right.
unless you've bought some desert turtle that lives to 800, you're gonna outlive this animal, and you're gonna find yourself sitting in a vet's office crying at some point, and you know that, but you get the pet because the space between is worthwhile. And relationships are 90%. Occasionally somebody gets a weird immortal pet,
Right.
but most of the rest of the time.
Right, and I want to preface all of this. I know I'm sounding very maybe morose or negative or any of that, and yeah, kind of it is. But I know there's going to be I know all of this is heavy emotions and intensity going forward. But I'm signing up. I'm buying the e-ticket. I'm ready to go on this trip. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready to do this. Let's see what happens. It's been pretty good every single time. I mean, it's been heartbreak every single time, but it's been a fun ride every single time.
Super.
Oh, hey, babe. So, it's the 6-month anniversary.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I just figured, yeah, absolutely. I brought my buddy here with me to celebrate.
No, fuck off. I'm sorry. It's your night. I thought, I thought it was friends and
fine.
family. It's just family. No,
The more the merrier, right, baby?
Nope. Door shut.
Of course. You know
Yeah.
me. Just having a lucky. I'm gonna go roll
Yeah.
with it.
Nah, so since it's 6 months, there's certain things that are expected of a 6-month anniversary. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's one of those things. You gotta check the road miles. You gotta. There's these certain moments, and 6 months is a big one. Yeah, and so that's when I was thinking, we gotta get our oil changed, check the levels, top off the fluids, and I wanted to check your information panel and make sure everything's still functioning.
And your friend's here for.
I'm just I'm just gonna stay in my room this whole time.
Yeah.
I might just come out to grab dinner or something like that. Don't let me interfere with your guys' big night. Don't mind me. I'll just be coming in and out.
It might be useful to have you around it as
No.
a second
It's your
opinion
night.
on
It's your night.
the settings and
It's your
everything,
night.
because I want to make sure.
It's you two. You're the couple. I didn't fall in love with her first and see her from the beginning. It's fine. I'll just go to my room and politely fuck off. So sorry. I'm gonna grab my Totino's pizza rolls, and you guys enjoy your 6 months.
Oh,
Bye.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, I figured, we got to do all the biannual maintenance stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah. And if you want to check mine too, that's fine. I pre-checked everything, so I know I'm good to go. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure, absolutely. That's cool.
Do you think I'm a car?
Huh.
I mean,
You know,
do you think I'm a car?
it's funny. The way you ask that question seems kind of leading, and so
It
now
is a
I'm not
little
sure how to
leading.
answer it.
I'm not a car. I'm a human being with like feelings and stuff.
Well, I mean, like, you've got textures and things, fine stitching, really, a nice, I feel like it's going to be insulting if I say
So when
leathery.
you said you liked my trunk, you didn't really mean me. You just meant how much I can carry.
Yes.
Hey, sorry,
yes,
I'm
you've
just,
carried
I'm
the load
just
in this
walking
relationship really
through.
well.
I'm
Let's-
just getting a glass of water. Hey, dude, can I talk to you into the kitchen real quick?
Absolutely happy to chat,
yeah.
Frankie. What's up?
I'm gonna go fix my makeup in the bathroom. I'm ready to be right back.
What's up? I think this is going great with Lucy. It's a great 6-month anniversary.
It's not. The walls are super duper thin, bro. I could hear everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, I understand that you're trying to use the, like, idea of a metaphor, which is great for you, that, dictionary toilet paper is working wonders for you recently.
Thank you for that, by the way. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. That was
Birthday,
the best bro
Christmas
gift.
combination gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would use a different metaphor. She's not a car, bro.
Yeah, but
She's
like,
not a car.
could you see her leaking
No.
just now?
Well, hey man, whatever you guys do in the thin walls of your own bedroom is none of my business. What I'm trying to say to you, different metaphor. You're trying to build something, okay? She's not a car. Maybe compare her to a house. Oh,
Okay.
there's my Grubhub. I gotta go. See how that goes.
All right.
Talk to her.
All right,
I gotta
I'll
go.
give that a
Good
shot.
job.
Okay.
Thin walls.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Babe,
Oh, hey, Lucy. Listen.
Yeah.
I talked to Frankie there, and like, I realize I may have been taking the wrong tact with you, and I apologize if I made you uncomfortable or feel like objectified in some way.
thank you so much.
I mean, you are the strongest thing in my life. I mean, you are the foundation around me. I mean, I just feel like you are just built up, but brick by brick, just holding up our lives. And all I'm just saying is that maybe we should get you checked for mold.
I'm sorry. You want to get me checked for mold?
Yeah. No, it's one of those things that can creep in over time, and if you don't pull back a few floorboards, some ceiling panels, and everything, and verify it, the mold can just take over and just it ruins everything, and it's corrosive. So I figure we should just get you verified, have an inspection done.
Have you also been tested then?
No, I don't need it. I know where I've been. I haven't been around any overly moist or overly warm environments. Present company excluded, of course.
Well, sir, the good news is we've managed to save 2 of your body parts, but the rest of them are gone. I've never seen like a human fist do this much damage
Excuse me,
to a body.
Excuse me, doctor. Can I ask a
yes,
question?
Excuse
Was
me?
it mold? Was it his mold?
We can test. We do have a mold test. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
I'm not going to say
We
no to you
tested
because
for
I've
mold.
seen what you can do. So let me just get this test going here, and
Thank you
yeah.
so
I
much.
just want to say I'm cool with aftermarket parts if it's a little less expensive.
Okay, now I'm starting to lose the metaphor here. Are you looking for aftermarket house parts?
I thought you were
or-
at a house. I thought we were doing mold. We were checking for mold. I'm
Baby,
trying to
I've-
meet you on your level because you're the first person to even care whether I had mold in my body. And now I'm trying to reciprocate. And you're just changing metaphors. Now what
I'm
are
the
you?
car that parks in your garage.
That's so beautiful. He does not get aftermarket parts. He gets all of the best parts, name brand. Please, I need them rushed here immediately. You don't understand, doctor.
So, look, I went to med school, so I'm a little bit left-brained here. Who am I in this metaphor?
Will you check it for everything. I needed the complete rundown. You plug them into the computer, and then it tells you all the codes that have signal.
And we've got him plugged in right now. I can unplug him if you like.
What does that do?
O'Reilly.
Legit.
Auto parts.
Double A.
MCO.
Talk about some mixed metaphors there.
Right, yeah.
I mean, but,
Parts. I was offended.
I love how you thought I got the shit beat out of me, and she was like, "No, this is beautiful. Someone
That's
cares." No one's ever chucked me for mold before.
but help me out though, because like,
Yeah.
am I
Yeah.
the only one who feels that? Like when you
No.
when you really,
No.
when you
We
really
gaslight
feel it with
ourselves in
someone,
relationships.
it like
I don't remember.
It hits you a little bit. You're like, oh, this is gonna be something.
No.
Like it tightens up a little bit. Like, oh, here we go. Like, am I the only one?
Like
who feels
really-
that
No,
way?
not at all. Like,
No, that's very normal.
there's that definition of insanity that it turns out does not work in a courtroom. Like trying the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. Like that's the beauty of relationships is it is always an insane choice to get into one. It's always like objectively the worst choice because everyone you've ever been in has failed. And that is true
Right.
for everyone up until the point where they're not. It
And they're
doesn't,
all
and
gonna
then it
end.
might fail later. But yeah, like
And you're always going to hurt each other.
yeah.
Even
yeah,
a relationship that lasts. You
Idiotic
definitely
hopefulness
hurt
is
each other.
like the most powerful thing in the world. Because it's the only way good ideas come from. Also, the worst ideas. But no, like I think that's like
ideas.
it's the scary, amazing thing about that moment of like you're like, all right, okay, here we go. I know where this is going.
Here goes the
yeah.
ride.
It's like a roller coaster without a seatbelt.
Which I find funny. We're all kind of doing the okay approximation, which I find funny. We all are doing the same thing where we feel that like pit in like our gut, and yet we're all kind of doing this like throwing caution to the wind and like pushing forward, which I find a very
It's called
Yeah.
Vaseline.
Yeah, and that's
it's a very
that is
interesting
a thing
human
we're-
condition. I love it. It's great.
It's a thing
isn't
we're
it?
very much encouraged to do, and like it has mixed results, obviously. But I think like every version of how people fall in love has mixed results. But it's such a narrative of you have to put yourself out there and you have to take risks and you have to not expect perfection. You have to not search for perfection. And so like it's this and all of that's valid, but it does put you in these weird positions. Whereas like if you've listened to enough of that, you absolutely train yourself to ignore red flags or at least pink flags. And sometimes you are correct to do that. There are absolutely those moments where it's like, that was a thing that's not a hill worth dying on because I found something amazing out of it. And, you've got this amazing relationship with someone who has that thing that drives you fucking crazy you could have ignored. But the flip side of that is like, you can have standards. You're allowed to have standards. And some people don't.
So I will say that Wire's Pink Flag is a seminal 1970s punk album that we shouldn't be defaming.
It's so good. It's so good.
12
Yes.
Chairs, also good. But anyway, I think I've taken us off topic.
Anyway.
No, like, I guess I get that. I guess to me, it's more about like, the ways that we deal with like I've learned from this situation not to be in this situation doesn't work in human relationships because all human relationships are inherently insane.
Yeah.
I think it's our human
Yeah,
need for
dude.
connection.
Yeah.
And in our society, we have isolated ourselves in communities and families, in any like life altering. We're all doing it solitary. So, but the only acceptable seeking of a relationship outwardly is romantic. So we put it all into the romantic one.
Yep.
And that's why we like have that drive and can override the brain of like, no, you learned all these things. Yes, but love.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
like, you also have to learn, from the right places to say no.
Yeah.
I think that's a place that crosses over with things like business in that people are willing to put up with things that they absolutely shouldn't in a romantic relationship or for their careers. Where it's like you will absolutely take things that you would not choose to be involved in if you could, but if it's love or your paycheck involved, you will go, you know what, I can take this a little bit longer.
I'm tough.
Yes.
100%. Anybody else with the question thing? I told you so.
Listen to Katie.
I know,
keeping
I'm
me on
excited 'cause
track.
I
I like it.
You
I
jump
don't have
in.
to keep this train
You're doing
along.
a great job hosting, Katie.
I have a running list too, so if you want to change it, go for it.
Questions or no, just the answers to this one?
Oh, whatever.
I've
if you got
actually
something, bring it.
I've never in my life done I fucking told you so. I've never done that.
Oh, I have a running list. This is like
All in my head.
This is my second.
But
hobby.
Yeah,
It's
there
like,
we go.
Can't
That's
physically
like,
to even talk about doing that to somebody makes me physically nauseous.
It is
What?
hard for me.
Why?
It is hard for me.
Because first of all,
You guys aren't living. It's guys. I want you to understand something. For one, Joshua P. Spence, my number one favorite thing to do in life is to like run improv show where all the proceeds go to a nonprofit because
Clearly,
this world
that's number
seems to
one.
lack fucking empathy.
Right.
And then number two, forget what I just said. It's to tell motherfuckers, I told you so. I fucking told you so. Sorry, keep going.
I can't rub people's noses in it. They already have to face it. I already feel like the humiliation. And usually the things that I'm saying, like, you already learned, like, it's enough that you learned that lesson. And I might make eye contact with you, but I don't follow through.
So I think I have trouble with it too for a mix of the empathy that you're describing and also that I don't want to look like a dick.
You don't mind being one.
And Josh is going to laugh at this because I look like a dick all the time, but that's not intentional.
Right, those
Thank
were
you.
accidental.
Yeah, you guys are on the podcast. You can't see him.
Yes.
But like just identical. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dead on.
Yeah.
Giant
exactly.
foreskins.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like Kermit and Fozzie and the Great Muppet Caper. Like completely like now he's the one with the hat. Okay.
I saw giant foreskins at Coachella and I got
that's my
that
joke!
was spectacular.
That's my
There you
joke!
go. Yep.
I believe they did open for Wire on their first tour. It was The Damned, Wire, Giant Foreskin.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my God.
Anyway, but yeah. I mean, if I can help it, if I can know I'm about to walk into looking like a giant asshole to someone, I try not to do that. And I absolutely know the classic "I told you so" has that, but it's hard because there's so many of those moments.
And
honestly, I also don't hold it against people who do it. So like, this isn't me an indictment on you, Josh. Enjoy it because I wish I had that fortitude to just go, fuck it. I fucking told you so.
I get the problem is that the people who you want to say that to will never care.
Don't care.
And the people who will care will you'll be just beating them while they're down.
Right. They're the ones who don't need to hear it because they already feel it, like Katie's talking about.
Josh is like, get different friends. Get the friends where you can tell them, I fucking told you so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean...
also for context, I mean, a lot of it is the bigger picture stuff, like the first 375 million
the
people
biggest picture
we discussed. But also, it's like, hey, I think there's this taco place that you're gonna like that you should probably check out. And then it's like, oh, it's behind an abandoned movie theater that's in a sketchy part of town.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There are people being actively murdered around the table.
Yeah, but they got brisket.
I'm so glad they're being actively murdered. Like passive murders, it's just such
like
a waste.
dinner
They're
theater.
bold about it.
Just try the brisket. And then you try the brisket, and you're like, "Oh, it's smoked and deep fried brisket in a handmade tortilla." And it's like,
It's fine. I can just put in earplugs and not hear the screaming.
Stop telling people about it. They won't have to wait in lines.
I didn't give the address, Katie. We're good.
Yeah, a little bit. It was the place that I always wanted to go to when we lived by there, and finally got to go.
Yeah.
Now we get to do it after every show. So
I know.
it's good.
Apparently, they're filming Fallout there right now.
They are.
Yeah.
Man,
Is that what it is?
that is a bad part of town.
Yeah, that's what all the fencing is for and everything. They were like, wow, we don't have to dress this up at all.
Right, yeah. Guys, we're going to have to clean this place up to make it look like a nuclear apocalypse happened.
Man.
All right, Mr. Phillips. So we decided to have a battle to the death. We decided this is the hill to die on. Are we clear on that? Is this a good looking hill to die on?
Totally clear.
We're good on this.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I just,
Cool.
I know I was very ornery. When I said that I made the best cookies in the world, and then you said that you did, and then I slapped you with glove, like in 1770s France, and I said that this is a hill I was willing to die on. I really didn't think you would. I didn't really think you would follow through on that. So
Never question me again.
Yeah, right. You just have to imagine my consternation that you actually went looking for a hill for me to die on.
I did.
How long did it? I mean, you said you were looking for a hill for 15 years? 15 years you spent looking for this hill?
Off and on, but for the most part, yeah. 15 years. I'm very dedicated. When I want to make a point,
Right.
like a hill to die on,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the best hill. And if it takes me 15 years to find the best hill for dying on, then I'm going to pick the best one and take 15 years. I don't understand what the confusion is.
Hey, is this a good spot for me to hook up the IMAX camera to record this
that one
this dying?
over there, the 3 over.
Okay.
That one.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Hey,
This
I'll
one's
go.
the
I'll
angle
go
you
with
want.
you. If you need help, I can
No,
go
no,
with
you're
you.
dying on this one.
Yeah, no, you're the subject. I just want to get the right angle for recording this for posterity's sake.
Thank you.
All right.
Paying a lot of money for this. IMAX film's expensive. They're short reels. Real big, short.
Look, Miss Phillips, Patricia, look, you have to understand. I'm just full of bluster. Okay, I just like to just say things in the moment. I thought I made the best cookies. I thought it was just funny to just like go ha ha.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Did you want us to dig the grave up top, or are we gonna dig
Oh,
it down
what
on
the
the bottom
fuck
and
are
just
we-
let him roll down
What?
it?
You know, can we have both? Because I do want him to die on the hill, but I'm
Wow.
not going to spend the extra energy. And if he
So-
rolls down the hill, we might as well have one there.
Okay, just
Forward
like as a
thinking.
backup. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Priority,
I got you.
dying on the hill.
Yeah.
Second choice, killed on top of the hill, died at the bottom of the hill. We can do that. That's okay. I'm flexible that way.
I've got only the one IMAX camera, but my phone records 4K. You want me to aim that at the bottom grave?
How
so that we
generous
get both
of you.
angles?
Thank you. This is
Okay,
why
I
we're
got
a
it.
team. This is
Oh,
why
man.
we're a team. Thank you so much.
Damn
Okay.
phones can do anything these days.
I know, right? They can find the perfect hill.
And I gotta say, lady, I've only said this sentence one time before. This is a damn good hill.
Best I've ever seen.
I feel like it'd be an honor to die on it.
I agree.
Don't worry, you get the honor.
Well, I'm sorry. You were kind of looking around while you were talking. Which one of us did you mean
No,
there?
he gets the honor.
Oh, thank God. Okay,
He
good,
gets the
good,
honor.
good. Yeah, it's a great hill to die on, but I took a beta blocker, so I'm probably not gonna do it on my own.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No, it's okay. You guys keep having this scene. I'm gonna just run away
No,
from
no.
this, okay?
No,
Because
you're
I don't
not.
want to. No, it's okay. You guys are getting along.
Let
with
me
this
just
scene.
get this
Yeah.
mic pack on you first,
I don't need
all
to
right?
be. Guys, look.
I'm not trying to be handsy here when I run the cord up the back of your shirt, but this is just so that we can get it right in front, not super visible on the camera, all right?
Oh, that's good.
Sorry
that's
if my hands are cold.
Oh, hey.
I warned you.
Hey.
I warned you.
Hey.
All right.
No, I want you to try
here we go.
something here. I got a plate. There's
Okay.
some cookies on the plate.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like you to try one of my cookies.
Really?
Did I
After
stutter?
15 years.
Did I say something else?
Nope. Oh,
Did you think there wasn't going to be cookies at the top of this hill for you to die on?
Right. Okay.
Take the cookie.
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, great. Chocolate chip, right? Yeah. I mean,
I don't mean to interrupt, but are you offering cookies to anyone else?
Not
Because
these cookies.
we don't have
you
a
guys
craft
can have the
services
cookies
table.
that are on the bottom of the hill. You don't want to eat these cookies.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha,
All right.
gotcha.
Yeah. Cool.
Say
cool.
no more. Say no more.
yeah. Don't worry, guys. I'll take the bullet for you guys on this one.
It's not a bullet.
Oh no, I'm joking. Come on, I'm joking.
They're cookies.
Yeah, I'm a little left brain. These metaphors just go right by me.
Legit.
That was a good hill to die on.
No,
Yeah.
it's the
It
perfect
was
one.
pleasant. Absolutely. Yeah, there was a nice tree there. It had one of the, it had a crook in it that you don't see that shape very often, but when you look at it, you go, this is iconic.
Yeah.
It's an iconic spot to die.
Yeah, there was a grassy knoll right next to us, but we said that's been done.
Yeah. I just ignored that. Nobody wants to hear about those.
Yeah.
All my guy had to do was just eat the damn cookie and say he was wrong. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I hate those people. They're the worst.
Speaking of iconic moments, we actually do have a sponsor. And I imagine, like most
One, two,
brands,
three.
it's iconic as well. So I'm gonna Josh is catching flies over here again while I get us prepped for this ad. It's actually a pre-recorded ad this time. We don't do these very often.
It's true.
Let's hear who our sponsor is this week.
Hi, I'm Bill Swiderski, head of people at Taco Bell, and I wanted to reach out to you, our loyal customer base, with a heartfelt apology. We know that our slogan, Live Moss, is a little offensive and inaccurate. Most of you who come to Taco Bell and enjoy our delicious, what the FDA calls food, don't actually live Moss afterwards. And you've been wanting us to come up with a different slogan that better captures what our food does to you. And I'm here today to tell you we've done that. We know that when you come to Taco Bell, it's usually your last choice. And the way you come into Taco Bell is just sloshed out of your mind. And with that in mind, we think you should come into Taco Bell with a slogan that shows how you come in and how the food comes out of you. K Blato. You walk into Taco Bell just so Blato. And when that food comes out, it's like a Rorschach test in your toilet. K Blato. When you eat our food, when you eat a Doritos Locos taco followed by a delicious chalupa and quesadilla that's supposed to be just cheese, but for some reason there's an oddly spicy sauce? K Blato. It feels like you've been punched in the gut by Evander Holyfield, and you need to dash to the nearest restroom. Don't worry, we only use the most oxygen-resistant beef and other additives. Next time you're out with friends for a night on the town, or when you get back, remember, Taco Bell, K Blato.
Wow. My favorite thing these days, it's fun. I think in my 20s, and definitely in my 20s, and I think less so in my 30s, or the first half of my 30s, I was very much on the I told you so train and pointing the finger at somebody. And now I like being told I told you so. I like figuring out shit I didn't fucking know and being like, what? And just having my mind blown about stuff I didn't fucking know. I think that's the best thing. Being wrong about stuff and learning and doing better. It could be about, bigger dimensional stuff, or, fried Oreos. I don't know, man. There's so many good things.
Or
being healthy is good. I don't know. Sorry, keep going.
I mean, if the internet has taught us anything, and it definitely has not, but it's that you can choose to either, like, if you want to be right or feel right.
Oh,
And if you want to feel right, that's easy. You just
Yes.
ignore everything that contradicts your opinion and yell at people. If you want to be right, then you have to be okay with being wrong, like all the time.
Yep.
And
That was
constantly admitting you're wrong, because that's how you get to right.
Yes, no, that was a big moment for me growing up, and I'm not saying I'm good at it yet, but the realization that being wrong is okay, and if anything, potentially a good thing, because finding out you were wrong is your path to no longer being wrong.
Right.
That's
Admitting
cool.
you have a problem is the first step to.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen patterns.
Well, I mean, that's like, it's crazy to me now. Like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and it's crazy for me to see people my age be like, back in my day, things were the way they should have been. Back in my day, we worked hard. These lazy kids today. And you're like, really?
We used to drink out of the hose, and I was like, yeah, it's because my parents wouldn't let us inside.
Yeah. And the survivorship bias that goes along with all of the ideas of how, we didn't have seat belts growing up, and we turned out just fine. It's like, the ones of you who didn't die in a car crash turned out great. Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that hose water gave me diarrhea.
I am privileged from the Bay Area. We had great water. It came from a reservoir, and we didn't have to filter it. I came to LA. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. I'm 818, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Back to the Future Part 3 water right here.
Yeah, I moved here from DC, so I was just like, why didn't it have that leady taste that I'm so used to?
Yeah.
That's a great, I told you so. When I first moved to DC, this is back in the halcyon days of the Marion Barry administration.
Ooh.
Which is still better than anyone who's come after him.
It is also my favorite ice cream flavor from Tillamook, but continue.
But they had this had this big scandal where there was lead in the drinking water, and all the news came onto it. Everybody freaked out, and it was like, oh my god, we got to do something about it. And then somehow that was the end of it. Nobody was like, hey, should we see if they actually did anything about it?
Yeah.
So years later, somebody's like, hey, should we test the water? Of course, there's still lead in the water. Giant fracas again of why are you surprised by this? But so Marion Barry comes out and has a press conference, and he has a glass of water and he drinks it in the press conference to show it's
I remember
safe.
this.
And the press conference ends and everybody files out except for one, intrepid reporter from the Montgomery County Beacon who pokes his head around the other side of the podium and sees a Evian bottle missing 12 ounces of water. And if you want to know how bad that means the drinking water is in D.C., Marion Barry wouldn't put it in his body.
Yeah, right.
But it was like, of course. Why are you surprised?
Yeah.
He lied?
All this is doing for me, though, is again, we talked about how the ideas of nostalgia of, things in my day were better, and what bullshit that is. But we had much better scandals, I think, because at least these scandals were all things that people were like, yeah, that's a relatively small thing that's terrible that we need to do something about. And now it's the world is on fire.
AIDS was happening, and we were just ignoring that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Dude.
But I'm talking about scandals. That's a different thing.
Were we distracted by scandals? Yes.
I think that's the case. Absolutely.
Was Jennifer down the well?
Yeah.
Yes.
We think back to when a vice president misspelled potato, and we were like, this is a terribly inept vice president. And now we have vice presidents visiting Greenland talking about how desperately we need to take over the country.
Vice presidents not knowing how to spell potato and us not caring is how we got to JD Vance.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Told you so.
That's true.
Yeah. You can draw a squiggly line and eventually get there, and it's one line. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. You don't put your first step isn't on the top rung of the ladder, guys. It takes hard work to fail.
It has been, and somebody had to tell me so.
Right.
Afterwards, it's like, yep, don't start that.
I 100% agree with what Mr. Jarrett is saying about how this is also a group therapy session to get whatever is off your chest about this shit for the next foreseeable future, because it's repercussions long past this next administration for sure, because it's gonna be a lot to clean up. But I also try not to deal with it as much as possible, because I have to talk about it at work all the time, because as I was talking to Compton last time we saw each other for a show, there's kids I work with who are just learning about politics and how it works, so I'm trying to just indoctrinate them.
Good job.
the right
100%.
way as possible. So anytime anything comes up, I just like nip it in the bud and just throw all the information and leverage and facts as just
How
kind of
old are these kids?
early 20s.
Yeah. Ask them questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Because at the
Hey,
age of
did you know
20,
this?
they need to be being asked questions and like hearing the bullshit come out of their own mouth and then be like, what an interesting opinion. Have you heard of?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Did
look
you
at
know
it.
Joe Rogan's full of shit? And here's why you should know this. And
But no, you're
Social
absolutely
Security.
right, Katie, because I can't count how many things I learned by reasoning them out loud. How many times I've been asked a question that I didn't know the answer to and found the answer in the process of realizing that, or, and more importantly, as we've discussed about, finding out I didn't know the answer. And it is so often that you get there because you think you understand something. So many people, especially when you're young, but also now, it's like, I think I understand a topic, and until someone asks me about it, I'm confident in that. And then they do. And in that moment, it's like, I am woefully unqualified to give an answer.
How evolved of you.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not
and,
very few.
and that's why I don't run for office.
Right.
You know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. I've almost felt the opposite with sorry, shit. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox here, but fuck it, here we are. Especially with
We don't have time
what
to
I
not
was just saying.
soapbox anymore.
Oh, I didn't think you actually had a soapbox. Wow.
Just with so much of this stuff, I almost feel just compelled to almost do the opposite. Like I'm so frustrated with like the lack of just empathy in the world, where I have felt almost just compelled to being forced to be the adult in the room, and I didn't sign up for that shit. But now here I am having to be the adult in the room. So that's why I'm almost growing this mustache in protest. It's like, but it's here I am. So it's like, oh, I have to do this now. So here I am. So it's like, it's part of the reason why we do the shows and why we give, I feel the team gives to the nonprofits. And it's like, you know what, next, what do we have to do next? Run for nonprofit? Okay. Or run for nonprofit, run for a council seat, run for an office position. Like, I don't think it's about knowledge. I think we need fucking just like fighters and people who just fucking give a shit. I think that's going to carry the day.
It's going to be all
more
of the
than
things.
anything.
It's all of
Just
the
like-
things. The people who are out in the streets fighting need to be out in the streets fighting. The people who are at their job talking to kids about the future and questioning
Yeah,
need to
I
be
think
there.
you're right, Katie.
Parents talking to their kids need to be there. Shows doing just art and providing need to be. All of it has to happen. All of it.
I just, you know what? I get up at 4 a.m. because I'm losing a whole bunch of weight, and that's another story. But like, I get up at 4 a.m. I lift weights. I drink cold brew. I listen to 80s hardcore punk, and then I teach these kids about fucking politics. And it's just,
You're a rock star.
Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
This
Excellent.
Well
done.
You're the Mr. Wizard I wish we had.
But to go back to the other thing, I'm honestly considering seeing what positions are open. Like, it just, I know, I feel very lucky to be in like the bluest state and probably like the bluest city, but like, fuck man, keep it that way, and then like see how to broaden that and just
Just let me know which episodes of this podcast you need me to delete from the internet.
all
first.
of them. This is not gonna
Yeah.
no, I don't care about that. I'll be an open
No, I
book.
know.
But like,
Breath of fresh air.
somebody needs to keep it going, and like, I really think we need fighters, and I
We
have
have-
to be one of them.
Definitely learned that it does not matter what you've said on recorded media in order to be elected.
I love
to any high
farting.
office.
Well, like when people jump on social media and they, the main thing they focus on is misinformation. And don't get me wrong, social media is basically just like thalidomide with a URL. It is the worst idea that
But at
has
the
had
same
the worst
time,
outcome.
it connects people to other like victims of abuse, and then you get to learn the abuse cycle, and then you get to learn like it does share information.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
on,
It's a tool.
on
Yeah.
a way.
Unfortunately, that would
there's
be
people there.
that would be helpful if the system wasn't run by Ike Turner. No, but what I was gonna say is like
Ike
people
Turner.
focus on the misinformation part of it. But honestly, the most damaging thing social media has done is like convince people that they're doing something.
Oh, you
because
mean,
like
like,
Josh,
making their
like what
square
you're
black?
saying is like, yeah, just like getting out and doing anything is the solution to the problem. And like, I mean, you see it during the election. Like, well, I was face banking. Well, you can take that to the face bank because that shit ain't worth nothing. But like, yeah, you're doing something, and that's like, you know, like, I mean, I left the entertainment business like 15 years ago, and like just went working for nonprofits, and like, there were a lot of reasons I made that change at the time, but come 2016, the fact that that was the work that I was doing, everyone around me was feeling so helpless in that moment.
Right.
And I was like, at least I feel like I get up in the morning and I do something. Like I don't want to like make myself sound important. I'm a tiny cog in a big machine, but at least I'm something. Yeah. Like at least I'm doing something. And like that's
The Nemo fish.
That's the problem.
Do you know in Finding Nemo, the fish?
Oh yeah. It doesn't say just post about swimming.
Just keep swimming, but it's also getting all of those fish to turn the same way and finally get out. It's that. So when you think about it, you're like, well, I have all these. I just need to turn these 3.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's called murmuring, but it's the birds that do are they swallows? No, not swallows. What are the birds that do?
Murmuration, yes.
And it's called swallows?
Starlings.
Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
We have an internet.
I have the Google.
Swallows.
See?
And they murmur.
Assuming it didn't just lie to me, it's useful.
And murmuring is the way they do it, they only pay attention to the 7 birds around them. That's all they have to worry about.
Right.
So if you think
then
about
worry
this
about
whole,
the next 7 and so on.
Yeah, because if you think about the whole big problem, that's what the other side wants us to do is look at it a huge problem, because then we're never going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't need to worry about that. What are the 7 things that you're doing? The 7 people that you changed minds of, whatever the 7 thing is, that's what you need to do. So you think globally and you act locally is the same.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. I think, and it's funny how you can say the same message, but it you can cloak it in so many different ways, because what you're saying is the same thing, but I love to dress it up and I think the other 2 guys here will know that I have put this down their throat so many times. I love to dress it up in like 80s
Phrasing.
hardcore punk ethics, like whole like DC punk movement, and like how they built it for themselves, for the community, and then built it out in this like idea of just like positive mental attitude, and just, you know, that straight edge idea, and just it became a thing, growing it out. You know, I see our shows doing that, and it's like it's beginning to click now, and everybody loves that it's for a good cause. I hope it grows, and I want to see this community grow, and I think hopefully that's a healing factor for just the improv community. There's not somebody at the top that's like looking to like rip them off or like take advantage of them. Like, we're here to be a community that helps other communities. And I think that's a really good place to start.
Well, and people are desperate to like, people want to do that. Like that's like,
right.
Everyone is feeling helpless, and so giving people a thing to do.
Right. We'll talk more about it off once the episode's done, but because I'm happy to share it. But there's a couple phone calls this week that were like of people that I thought I would never hear from, of like, hey, I'm this person. Congratulations on your show. We would like to play your show sometime. And I'm like, oh, hi person. I know who you are.
Hi, Jett Kaufman.
Please, Josh. Please, I'm just asking. Can you let me in once?
That's the end of the show. We're just. Oh, that's so fucking funny, Chris. That's really great. So I'm gonna get off my high horse. Can I pivot? Can I pivot to something else that I think will be very
high horse?
Please, yeah, this is amazing.
I'm on a soapbox, on a high horse, that's on a high dive, that's careening into.
I see the pedestal next to you already. Yeah.
Fuck me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm the one that
don't apologize for it.
I gotta say, I'm very left-brained, and this physics is going to hell.
This is why I will never host. No, actually, this is the first thing
I told you so.
Legit! That's the end of the fucking episode! I love you guys so much. I really do. Truly, this I know like this was, I think we only like 2 or 3 scenes, but like this is such a great group therapy because we needed it. We really fucking needed it. We really needed it. I'll tell you this, going especially with the group therapy, this was the first legit answer that I thought of with the "I told you so." That I thought of is my dad. Now you missed all these episodes, Katie, because you had the good grace to not be here for it. But
Sure, I was going to do something because I always do. Go ahead.
Yeah. The I had at the beginning of this podcast, I had a lot of stories about my dad because he was a party animal. And I think we had we did one episode where we were talking about my dad with the great Douglas and Ryan.
And that was the episode where you specifically mentioned that you didn't know where he was. You had no idea like where he was in life or anything at that point. I want to make sure that episode specifically was when you said that.
How fucking weird is that? And that night, the coroner called to let me know at like 11:45 at night that my dad had died. Like, live imitates art. You can't do that, right?
Found him.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what's funny now is like he has become like a force ghost in my life. Now. And it's never, and it's funny. It's never like big picture, like dad advice stuff. It's never, because he never gave that. It was never, advice that I will need to survive as a human being type stuff, because that was not my father. That was not Scott Spence. It was this. And for the people listening, I'm currently growing a shitty ass mustache.
And just to be clear, was that a shitty ass mustache or a shitty ass mustache?
It is an ass mustache.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotta make it work. Try something new.
I remember when I was 8 or 9, I asked my dad. I told my dad. I asked my dad, "Why do you have a mustache?" And he said, and he was honest. He was like, "People at work respect me more because I have a mustache." He says I look like more of an adult with a mustache. And I said, I was fucking 8. I was like, "You look silly with a mustache, Dad." And then he said, and I don't fucking get it because I'm 8. He says to me, "Well, people call me sir when I have a mustache." And I go, okay, like I don't fucking get
I guess
it.
you win at that.
Right. So, whatever. I'm 40 now. I'm tired. I do different stuff now because I can dress however I want where I work because it doesn't matter. So I said, I'm an uncle, right? So I'm doing this as a bit to be an uncle. Uncle Josh has this stupid mustache is what I'm really doing. And so I'm growing out this stupid looking fucking mustache because that's what it really is. And I'm walking at work with this stupid fucking mustache, and I'm walking around like this, like a fucking idiot. And somebody goes, "Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. I'll get out of your way." And fucking Force Ghost Dad out of nowhere goes, "Fucking told you so." Super.
So, Josh, look, I know you got a big date tonight, and I know it's important. So important, I had to come back from the dead to talk to you about it. Look.
Yeah, Dad. It's me, Josh.
Yeah. You don't have to say it's me, Josh. I do recognize. I know I wasn't there a lot, but like I do. I mean, I came to your house. I started a conversation with you. It's not like I asked you for directions to your house.
I don't know how the interconnection works between the layers of the veil and everything, and so I just want to make sure.
Yeah. No.
Let me put down my guitar. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one.
Yes.
And the other one.
Okay.
Let me keep that one.
I'll take out my guitar holster.
That is very impressive, by the way. I can't believe you got that from the set of El Mariachi. Look. But Josh,
I wrote a great review of that movie, so they gave it to me. Yeah.
We do get the internet up there. I can see it. I can't see your reviews.
All right. I didn't even know if you were following my.
Oh yeah. I follow you on Amazon, so I can see all your reviews that you write. Correct. Yeah, I don't know why they came up with that.
Me neither. No one reads them.
But
Anyway, after you.
what I'm saying is this: like, I know going out there, first dates are hard, right? You got to put yourself out there. You got to be vulnerable, and so I guess I want you to say. I guess I came here to say, when you're out there, if you're worried, you don't know what to do, I want you to just like take a moment and ask yourself, what would my dad do in this situation? And when you get that answer, do the opposite of that.
That is literally the best advice you've ever given me.
Look, if I make good choices, we'd be having this conversation in person. Instead, I guess I now see the universe with enough clarity to see that I was here to be an example of all the different things you shouldn't try. Right? Like drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Right? Cocaine.
I learned
terrible
that
idea.
from watching you, Dad.
Yeah. I spent 2 years drinking seawater. Like, not a good idea.
True story.
Sorry, let me turn off the TV.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I do love True Story. It's my favorite TV show.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
See,
yeah.
these are the things I didn't know about you because we didn't have these kinds of conversations, Dad.
Well, I guess. Yeah. Look, I missed most of your life and a good chunk of mine. I wasn't there for you when you needed me. When I was there for you, you would realize that you didn't need me. But like, that was what I could give, right? I didn't have the left brain and right brain to be like a fountain of wisdom, right?
That we can agree with, yeah.
I wasn't smart enough to give you advice of things to like do, like, you know, not running across a highway. But what I could
Again, learned that one the hard way too. Thanks.
Really, all I could offer is the ability to take those bad idea bullets so you didn't have to. Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie In the Line of Fire?
I have not, no. Maybe I have, and I don't know.
It's got Clint Eastwood and John Malkovich in it.
Okay, yes, I'm sure I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would have seen.
Yeah. So Clint Eastwood's gotten out of prison, and they're putting them all on this jet, and they're flying them across the country, right? There are all these cons.
It sounds like Con Air.
You know, that's a hair dryer.
Okay.
Look, the point of it is that Clint Eastwood, who's playing Nicolas Cage in the movie, he's saved because somebody literally takes a young Dave Chappelle and holds him in front of him to absorb a knife blow, and then throws a young Dave Chappelle out of the airplane. Right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
All
so
right. Wow. I don't remember this plot point, but I'm with you now.
Something I've said only one time before. I'm Dave Chappelle in this situation.
Look, that sounds like a cool story, man. I'm just going to give you the advice my dad gave me. When you're talking to her, Josh, just don't compare her to a house when you're trying to marry her, okay? Just don't compare her to a house.
How about a pizza?
Cut to that.
You
Look,
said
I'm just saying.
What? My cheese does what?
I'm saying you complete me, and you know when we split half and half, and we get pepperoni on one side and mushrooms on the other. You know, in this case, I'm the mushrooms, and you're the pepperoni, and we get extra cheese on your side, and my mushroom dips into the cheese. I feel like.
Listen, Josh. Look, I know you're both Star Wars fans. Do not talk about how much you guys or how much she is like a moisture farm. Just don't do it. It doesn't work.
I'm saying, you know, it's a long trek. It's arduous to get to the moisture farm, but at the end of the day, it's worth it for me. It's always worth it. I feel fulfilled there, and I get all the moisture I could need to carry me through the rest of my week under those hot suns.
No one has ever been so romantic to me in my entire life. That is the sweetest thing anyone has ever said.
Josh, I told you so.
Legit! Oh, that worked! Oh. Thank you to Matt Walker for our intro
Thank you to
and
Scott
outro music.
Spence. Scott Spence did that.
Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, and edited to make sure everyone knows how right you were. If you're loving what we're doing, pause real quick and write a 5-star review before you close the app, and tell a friend about us. If you want to submit your own question for the show, PM or tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or Threads, or email contact@superlegitpod.com. Tonight's regular cast included me, Jett Kaufman, Josh Spence, Chris Compton, and Katie Hill. Oh, thank you all. And all the three of you, but that felt like a full cast tonight. That was beautiful. Thank you all for joining me.
It felt like we did like our own version of the Breakfast Club today.
Ooh. Yes.
I'm the
One of
principal
us
in this,
is
right?
a poet. One of us is a princess. One of us is a basket case.
You're
Can
the
I call princess?
Jett,
Can I
yeah,
call princess?
Of course.
Thank you.
One of us is an athlete.
Can I call
One of us.
passive-aggressive, maybe murderous janitor?
One of us is a criminal. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone. Dancing, you know it, baby. Don't you.
And that's our show before we get sued.
I don't believe anything's
Gonna fade out because of the copyright.
I kick the door
For rolls and bounds.
on its
Josh has a
hinges.
pretty fucking
Just so I
dumb
can move
mustache.
This is the outro.
Don't you forget about me. Gonna fade out because
So be
of
played
the
under the outro
copyright. Don't you for troubles and bounds.
Oh
Josh
my God,
has a
people.
pretty
That
fucking
was
dumb
so good.
mustache.
Compton freeze framed.
Cheers to the guys, though. Pink Flag, great album. Great album.
Yeah, that is.